Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Braces Tube. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe. In this session, I am going to explain about basics of myofunctional appliance. These are the contents that I am going to explain in detail. Definition of functional appliance, classification of functional appliances, principles of functional appliances, advantages, disadvantages, indications and contraindications. And later on in our upcoming videos, we will be discussing in detail about each myofunctional appliances. So, what is myofunctional? Myo plus functional. Myo, which means muscles, functional, which means functioning. So, the whole meaning of myofunctional is functioning of muscles. Action of these muscles is used to change the whole dentoalveolar process or repositioning of mandible. We are not moving a single tooth. Instead, we are moving the entire complex. So, these are the growth modification procedures and used in mixed dentition period. Coming to the definition, myofunctional or functional appliances are defined as loose fitting or passive appliances which harness natural forces of orofacial musculature that are transmitted to the teeth and alveolar bone through the medium of appliance. So, these appliances, instead of applying active forces, these either transmit, eliminate or guide the natural forces of orofacial musculature for the correction of aberrant growth and function of dentofacial structures, and also transmits these muscular forces to the teeth and alveolar bone. This was given by White, Gardner and Lenter. And all the myofunctional appliances or functional appliances are intraoral devices. Now coming to the classification, this is the basic classification, which is classified into removable, fixed and semi-fixed. Removable appliances. They can be removed and inserted into the mouth by the patient. Examples are activator, Frankel and bionator. And fixed. They are fitted into the patient mouth by the orthodontist and cannot be removed by the patient. Examples are Herbst appliance and Jasper jumper. Semi-fixed. Certain components of appliance are fixed. Examples are Denholz and Bass appliances. And this is the classification by Profit. He divided into three types. They are tooth-borne passive, tooth-borne active and tissue-borne. Tooth-borne passive appliances. They are purely dependent on soft tissue stretch and muscular activity, but does not have any intrinsic forces, that is force on the teeth to produce desired treatment. Examples are Herb activator, bionator and Herbst appliance. Tooth-borne active. These are the modifications of activator or bionator that include expansion screws, springs. These provide intrinsic force for transverse and anterior-posterior changes. And last one is tissue-borne appliance. These are mostly located in the vestibule and have little or no contact with dentition. Example is Frankel appliance. This is the classification by Tom Graeber. He divided into three groups. Group A, that is teeth supported. Examples are Catlans, inclined planes, etc. And group B, this is teeth or tissue supported. Examples activator, bionator, etc. And group C, this is vestibular position. Examples are oral screen, Frankel and lip bumper. And this classification is based on transmission of force. This is also divided into three groups. Group 1, which transmit muscle forces directly to the teeth for the purpose of correction of malocclusion. Examples are Catlans, inclined planes, etc. And group 2, These transmit muscle forces indirectly to the teeth. That is, these appliances reposition the mandible and the resultant force is directed to the teeth and other structures. Examples are activator, bionator, etc. And group 3, which is vestibular position. These also reposition the mandible, but their main area of operation is vestibule. Examples are oral screen, Frankel and lip bumper. And this is the last classification, which is classified into myotonic and myodynamic appliances. Myotonic, which depends on muscle mass for their action, and myodynamic, which depends on muscle activity for their action. Now dealing with principles of functional appliances. Functional appliances work on two broad principles. Those are force application and force elimination. Force application. The name itself says that by applying some force, there will be alteration in structure, thus causing malocclusion. And force elimination, we are removing or eliminating the force which causing the malocclusion. I am going to discuss in detail about force application and elimination in our next slides. Force application. Compressive stress and strain act on structures involved, leading to primary alteration in function with a secondary adaptation in form. When these are directly acting, it acts directly on skeletal and dental structures. Examples are lip bumper, oral screen. And some will be indirectly acting. These transmit forces by altering the position of mandible through muscle forces. Examples are activator, bionator, Herbst, etc. And second one, that is force elimination. This eliminates abnormal and restrictive environmental influences on dentition and restores the normal function and aids in proper and normal development of orofacial musculature. All myofunctional appliances are made of combination from these three basic functional components. Those are bite planes, shields or screens, and construction bite or working bite. These components produce skeletal and dentoalveolar changes. Bite plates help in eruption, shields or screens helps in linguofacial muscle balance, and construction or working bite helps in mandibular reposition. Now coming to bite planes may be anterior or posterior, flat or inclined, and they are made up of acrylic resin. These produces low continuous forces which helps in eruption of teeth. Flat anterior bite plane, when placed, it disoccludes the posterior teeth. Now we are going to discuss about effects of flat anterior bite plane. These include differential eruption of posterior teeth, intrusion of incisors, incisor overbite reduction, and unimpeded posterior tooth eruption may also result in downward and backward rotation of mandible, thereby increasing lower anterior facial height. These are the inclined planes that are designed to guide normally erupting teeth into desired position. These guide planes are used for mechanical eruptive displacement of incisors in labiolingual direction and posteriors in mesiodistal deflection. And it should be remembered that as the posterior teeth erupt, they migrate not only vertically but also anteriorly. If the eruption of upper posteriors is impeded by guide planes, it relatively increases the mandibular dentoalveolar height but also results in greater mesial or anterior movement of lower buccal segments. This is brought about by selective eruption and also by their forward translation, which is produced by normal mandibular growth. Now coming to shields or screens. there should be homeostatic relationship between outward directed lingual forces of the tongue and opposing forces exerted by perioral and buccal musculature of lips and cheeks to stabilize the teeth in its position. So any disturbance in this relationship leads to tooth movement. Shields or screens used in functional appliances shield away these muscular forces, thereby allowing unrestricted normal growth of jaws and dentoalveolar structures. This principle is utilized in Frankel, and sometimes these muscle forces are transmitted onto the dentoalveolar structures. Example is lip bumper. And before discussing about working or construction bite, we need to know about VTO, which means visual treatment objective. This test enables us to visualize how functional appliance therapy brings about change in patient's profile. Clinically, it is performed by asking the patient to bring the mandible forward. If the profile is improved and class 1 buccal occlusion is achieved from class 2 malocclusion, it is considered a positive indication for functional appliances. In case the patient profile worsens, then other treatment modalities have to be considered. And now coming to construction bite or working bite. What is construction bite? It is an intermaxillary wax record used to relate mandible to maxilla in 3 dimensions of space. It can be taken to displace the mandible in sagittal, vertical, and sometimes in transverse plane too. This is the picture showing original malocclusion, that is class 2 malocclusion. So, before taking construction bite, the patient should be trained to displace the mandible to achieve desired result. And here it shows recording of construction bite. First, we need to soften 2 to 3 sheets of modeling wax in hot water and fold them into a horseshoe shape. And these wax should be placed between upper and lower teeth in trained forward position for displacing the mandible to achieve class 1 molar relationship, that is sagittal correction. And later the vertical dimension is recorded well beyond the freeway space. This is how the construction bite is recorded in the patient mouth. And later mounting on articulator should be done along with recorded wax bite in place. And appliance fabrication should be done on this mounted cast. And after completion of fabrication, the appliance should be delivered to the patient. So, during recording of construction bite, we are changing the mandibular position from its rest position to postural position, that is from class 2 to class 1. So, there will be some amount of stretching of muscles that are attached to it. That is, for example, when it is in the class 2, that means rest position, there will be no stretching of muscles, no excessive muscle activity. Everything is normal. While we are displacing the mandible, then class 2 is changing to class 1. That is postural rest position. So, there will be stretching of unstretched muscles. Coming to advantages. It helps in eliminating abnormal muscle function, thereby aiding in normal growth. And initiated at an early age, that is mixed dentition period. Less chairside time, as these appliances are fabricated in the laboratory itself and do not interfere with oral hygiene maintenance. And patient acceptance is good, as most of these appliances are worn during the night time. Patient acceptance is good. Coming to disadvantages, This cannot be used in non-growing individuals and cannot bring about individual tooth movement. And patient cooperation is essential as most of the appliances are removable appliances. Coming to the indications, which include growing individuals, skeletal class 2 due to retrognathic mandible, upright lower anteriors, class 2 division 1 malocclusion, class 2 division 2 malocclusion. As a preliminary treatment before any major fixed appliance therapy and for post-treatment retention in growth modification cases and children with reduced lower facial height. Now dealing with the contraindications. First one, correction of class 1 problems of crowded teeth caused by disharmony between tooth size and jaw size. Children with excessive lower facial height and extreme vertical mandibular growth. And in children with severely proclined lower incisors. Children with nasal stenosis caused by structural problems within the nose or chronic untreated allergy. Nasal stenosis, which means nasal wall collapse. And skeletal class 2 basis due to prognathic mandible. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel Braces Tube. Share your views, doubts and suggestions regarding any topic in the comment box below. And our upcoming video will be on activator. Thank you.